Hey guys, I'm Island Turtle and welcome to BOMISpirit. Welcome to the container today. We're gonna be doing this a little differently. So if you're new, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. So normally I would say welcome to the intuitive astrology reading and messages for the week. This is focusing on today through the 15th. So from June 9th to the 15th. That's normally what I would say. But, we went through an interesting portal on June 6th. And I feel like I've just been in a very interesting container, kind of still in that portal a little bit. And yeah, I'm just operating very differently day to day right now. And so the way that I want to go about this with you, and there's a reason I said welcome to the container. The way I want to go about this with you is I actually did get some channelings pretty early this morning. And I was gonna do it a separate video, and I'm like, no. Like, no, we need to shake things up a little bit. We need no, just no, just no. So that's how I'm going to go about this today. I'm going to share with you the channelings I received, and I will also tie it into some of the astrology because they actually were also showing me the astrology. It's just kind of how they work with me. Normally in ceremony, that's how spirit works with me. Like I'll get downloads and information, and they'll show me the astrologics, it's not a word, but maybe it should be a word, that are at play. Okay. Um, that being said, normally I do a very deep dive into the astrology. I will not be doing that today. Also, little activation warning. My crown's very lit right now. That's also why I'm not going too deep into the astrology because while I love astrology, it's very heady. When I say heady, it's just it's a lot of like logistics, right, and patterns and things like that. And so I'm definitely not in the right headspace to even do a deep dive on the astrology, and it doesn't feel aligned today to do that. So that's how we're gonna go. I'm gonna share the channelings, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if it just kind of keeps me in that channel state. And we're just gonna take it from there. We may do cards, we may not. I don't know. We're gonna see. Okay. Are there any announcements? I feel like there are announcements before I get deeper into this. Um, the website has gone through a little bit of a renovation, so go ahead and check that out. Um, I also had some inquiry about Patreon as far as like the forum and things. So when you sign up for Patreon, and you gain access to the forum, like you get a confirmation email that gives you like the password and stuff. For those who were confused about that or wondering about that. Also, I will be live tomorrow at about 12 p.m. Pacific on Patreon. So, I'm just letting it right now. Excuse me. On Patreon to do the live hangout and discussion of the full moon in Sagittarius. I almost want to say Leo. We got a lot of Leo energy right now. We'll talk about it. Yeah, so I'll be live tomorrow on Patreon, 12 p.m. Pacific for the full moon Sagittarius. Leo is so loud. Hangout and discussion with the Rainbow Tribe. We call ourselves the Rainbow Tribe over on Patreon for those who are wondering what that's about. Okay. Is there anything else? I feel like there's something else, and it's like, oh, 4 sessions. My books are closed at this moment, but I am contemplating opening them up again soon. I wanted to get through some website renovations first. Also, letting the energy settle a little bit too. But I'm contemplating that, and so if you want to be notified of that, I notify my patrons first. They get first dibs, basically. And then I announce it over on my socials and YouTube after the fact. So just to let you guys know about that. Is there anything else? It's like, I feel like there's so much going on now. Fola! Oh, Fola, I've missed you. Hi. Made alive. It's 2 a.m. where you're at. Oh, girl, you're devoted. You're committed. I love it. Thank you for being here. I really have missed seeing you pop up in the chats. And yeah, I've been thinking about you too. I've been wondering how life has been. Hold on. Is there anything else I need to say before we dive in? I've been in this state for days. It's been good for me, but it's been interesting. Um, no, they said go into it and continue. Okay. I'm gonna do a timestamp for this. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, no, that actually would help. So before we get started, just a little disclaimer on how I work. Actually, I'm gonna make this a timestamp, the disclaimer. So with the way information and energy moves through me, including astrology information, channeled messages, what have you, everything's energy, right? So people receive my messages better. They integrate the information better when they listen with their hearts and not with their minds. I encourage you not to intellectualize too much about what I say, especially because the way that I'm approaching it today in particular, I'm allowing myself to just be a full flowing free channel in receiving the channel messages, but entangling it with astrological information. Okay. So if you're not into astrology, or there's a lot of big words coming out of me, just trust that the information that is resonant for you and will support you is being seated in your consciousness. But again, as far as like resonance is concerned, allow yourself to operate in that heart resonance, not just with me, but with anybody and anything in your life, really. Allow yourself to resonate in heart resonance, not intellectualizing what you're digesting mentally. I think that's how information gets misconstrued or distorted, or even how we can like attach to something or try to make something fit, even if we're not trying to make something fit, right? Because also what I'm channeling is collective. There's also going to be like specific confirmations for specific collectives within the collective, right? So if you need a minute, you need to pause if you're watching this after the fact, and you need to like allow yourself to take a few breaths to actually drop into your heart space. I encourage you to do so, okay? Listen with your heart, don't listen with your mind when you're receiving this information. And you'll know if it's for you. Your heart will know, your soul knows, your consciousness knows, your body knows. So just listen to that and trust that. That being said, let's go ahead and get into the channelings and inflammation. Okay. So early this morning, this is just part of my practice every day, sitting with nature, sitting with self, sitting with spirit. And I got into that space to be open, right, to connect and commune. And it was really interesting what came through. It was so much lion energy. Lion, lioness, however that lands for you. And this roaring of the lion, but also this unleashing of the lion's heart was very clear and very specific. And I do feel like this is aligned to the full moon Sagittarius, with a few elements there, particularly Mars Leo and how it's been interacting with Chiron, and specifically this week. And it is finishing its round with Leo this week. It moves into Virgo next week, which is like marking a huge chapter, I think, for the collective that started in September of last year, which is also kind of crazy to think about. Cancer is a huge part of this too. As of today, June 9th, Jupiter has moved into Cancer. Mercury is with, I almost want to say her, but Jupiter is very masculine to me, so that's interesting. Mercury is, well, they are in Cancer, which is feminine, but it's interesting how that wanted to come out. Mercury is with Jupiter today. Mercury moves really fast, right? So just keep that in mind too, that as Mercury progresses away from Jupiter, it's going to be a short window where we feel this, but it's a very helpful energy. But Jupiter finally being in Cancer, Mars finally finishing its chapter of Cancer, Leo, going into Virgo next week. There's been these energies that I'm speaking to now have had so much emphasis on the heart space, so much emphasis on how we move from the heart or not, how we listen to the heart or not. And for a lot of people, I feel like this huge cycle we've been in again since September, but even on top of that, Jupiter moving into Cancer, kind of like marking this like special time, marking this special week. I feel like there's another a blessing, ordaining. There's like another word that wants to be used there. Thank you. They're bringing me back on track. They're like, don't intellectualize so much. Coming back, marking this special time where the collective has been going through a process of really dropping deep into the heart, but also cleaning out the heart and expanding the heart and opening the heart and activating the heart. However that applies for you, maybe not all apply, maybe all of them do. You know, I don't know your journey. Everyone's journey is different. Now, what this means as far as this week in particular, with all this Chiron energy that's also been supporting us for months, Chiron has been working with Jupiter and Pallas in that minor grand trine. In that minor grand trine, that's also been very healing for us. That's been, thank you, the minor grand trine of remembrance. I couldn't pick up the word. This remembrance has been a homecoming, right? And minor grand trine of remembrance has also been coinciding along with this to help us with that. So again, don't get too lost in my verbiage, just listen with your heart and you're going to let this stuff land for you as it resonates for you. So what we have been going through is this recalling and remembrance of who we really are, what our star stuff is made of, who we uniquely are based off of our life experiences, right? And a lot of healing has come with that. And now here we are at this time where we can really embody that in our sovereignty. This is where the lioness energy comes in. And it's really tempting to say Leo. Leo is part of this, but it is not mutually exclusive. To, understand what I'm saying? Just speaking to the energy of lioness, that is about sovereignty, majesty, how we can sit in our authority, utilize our authority, but truly from the heart, right? And that's where we find our true sense of power and empowerment. This is what is open now. This is what is open. This is what is embodied for a lot of people. Not everyone is there, and that's okay. But it is a window, right? That is contingent upon what has been happening. They're bringing up March. Since March, and even since they're bringing up milestones, March, December, and September. These are important milestones and windows that have led to this moment. And thank you. All of these milestones, all of these windows have been the choice to choose that, the choice to embrace the process to get us here. And every step of the way, for those who resonate with this, you made that choice. Every step of every window that I'm speaking on, for who resonates with this sovereignty message, this lion heart message, you made the choice every step of the way in each of those windows when other people didn't. And maybe there were times where you almost didn't. But if you resonate with the being in your sovereignty now, holding your crown now, truly holding your crown now as a king or a queen that operates from the heart space, right? You did make that choice and you are here in this moment. Now, hold on. Okay, they're bringing up some other things. They're like little side things. Hold on, I'm trying to like focus a little bit here. Okay, I'm gonna get to these side things in a minute, but I want to continue with some of the messages that pertain particularly to this week, and I'll get to these off branches. I'm trying to put little psychic pins in them so I could come back to them. But coming back to this week, the importance of this week, like I mentioned, Jupiter's moving into Cancer today. June 11th is full moon in Sagittarius, which is why I'm doing the live tomorrow. At the end of the week, we have Jupiter in Cancer going exactly square Saturn in Aries. It's not scary, it's good. all of this is beautiful. There's beauty in everything. But with this full moon in Sagittarius that is dominating the energy of this week, as there is the part of the collective that is in their sovereignty and owning it based off of choices they made in these milestones. There is also this time of insecurities that may arise. If you're wearing your crown and you're in your sovereignty and you are that king and queen that is operating from their heart space, this will not be difficult, because through your sovereignty, right? Through this owning of your sovereignty and this wisdom of how to utilize your sovereignty, you have a mastery of self. You understand your own insecurities. You understand the insecurities of other people. You understand power dynamics. And you also that's a little too ahead. Sorry, I'm gonna come back. So much information, you guys, so much information. You understand all of these things. This will not be difficult for you. If anything, this will be a display of your sovereignty and a display of your mastery of your sovereignty, as well as you encounter your insecurities or the insecurities of others. Now, for those who are just barely finding their footing with their sovereignty, or maybe you've made these choices in these milestone windows, September, December, March, maybe you've made that decision once, twice, right? Like maybe not entirely. Or maybe you've been on shaky ground with this process within yourself. This is a window to really secure your crown, to really secure your sovereignty by recognizing that when insecurities arise, it's really just a moment for you to lean further, deeper, right, into who you truly are. Again, into that sovereignty, and to not allow insecurities or fear to control you or dominate you. If anything, allow it to think, they're bringing up the hunt, allow that to bring you into your primal hunting instincts to seek out the truth of those fears and those doubts so that you can maintain your crown, grab your crown, maintain your sovereignty. Okay. The other thing too that's coming up this week, in the name of that, with sovereignty, there is also this opportunity this week to break the rules. There's going to be a very strong impulse to break rules and to break things, essentially, and to even like defy power and authority. But again, if you're wearing your crown, you will view this as defying distorted power and distorted authority by owning your authentic authority, which is just sovereignty, right? I just got dizzy. With that, there is also the discernment, the use of your discernment of what should be broken and what shouldn't, right? Because sometimes things do need to break appropriately, but Mars being square Uranus this week, Mars being in Leo, Uranus being in Taurus, creates that almost impulsive need to like break and shake things up. But again, if you have this mastery of your sovereignty, you'll recognize how to use that to your benefit and not be reckless with it. And for those who are not there, it's not a judgment. If you do end up using this energy recklessly, just treat it as a learning lesson. It happens, right? And don't be shocked when people try to do this with you. If people try to do this with you, they will probably attempt to cross your boundaries or break your boundaries. And again, if you're in your sovereignty or you're learning to be in your sovereignty, holding your crown through this like lion-hearted energy, it's a time for you to exercise that, okay? The other major thing that's coming up this week too is the way that Pluto and Venus are dancing. I almost want to say amongst each other in the stars here. There is a T-square between Pluto, Venus, and Vesta. Venus is also working with Mercury, which is kind of interesting. So Venus is almost having this like strange, not like a side relationship with Mercury, but kind of. So it's like Venus being in Taurus, Pluto being in Aquarius, in this T-square with Vesta in Scorpio, they're locked in a T-square. That square is in opposition. So she's locked in there, but she's in a sextile to Mercury in Cancer, and Mercury in Cancer doesn't communicate with Pluto Aquarius. Like Cancer Aquarius don't communicate that way. And where Vesta is at, Vesta is communicating with Mercury, but it's not as loud as Venus working with Mercury. So it's strange. It's like Venus is kind of locked in over here, but then on the side, she's playing with Mercury in a harmonious way. It's kind of, it's just how it feels. But anyway, what does this mean? Power, possession, pleasure, and it is personal. That's how it was communicated to me when I wrote this down. That T-square can bring up some shadow in relationships, shadow of even like yearning and longing and obsession and jealousy and things like that, power dynamics. So again, this is also where sovereignty comes into play. When these power dynamics come up, or people's unresolved shadow in relation to these themes, even your own arise, it's just a moment again to be in your sovereignty here through that lion-hearted energy to navigate this accordingly, to make mature, intelligent, discerning decisions, right? Where you don't have to play in that shadow necessarily with other people, and you can maintain your boundaries without being aggressive about it as well, right? But also, again, while sitting in the heart and being compassionate. Are we ready to bring in Saturn? Yeah, we're ready to bring in Saturn, and talk about Saturn. So as you guys know, Saturn and Neptune are still in a conjunction. They will be for quite some time. And now that Jupiter's in Cancer, it's in more of a true square to this conjunction of Saturn and Neptune in Aries. And as I mentioned in previous weeks, Saturn is disillusioning Neptune to our benefit. It's helping to liberate the illusion and the fantasy, which honestly, in my opinion, has also been helping to kind of bring more anchoring in of personal sovereignty for some people, okay? Don't be nervous about this square. It just is, it just is. The thing that's really coming into with Saturn Aries is temperance, and I've spoken about this too. The temperance is really a mastery of patience and a mastery of timing to see the big picture, right? Of how things are unfolding. It's kind of that tempering energy is a mix of surrender and action, right? Surrendering to the moment and the present, but utilizing your own wisdom and your own, maturity and life experience to understand how to work with that present energy and how to work with what's naturally happening, not against it. This is also part of owning your sovereignty in this lion-hearted energy, right? To understand that, like, even if you want something, even if you need something, there is a way to go about it that doesn't fight the current, right? Where you are working with timing, proper timing, divine timing, Even if it's just to keep a hold of your own like energetic reserves. That's also practice of your own sovereignty, right? Where it's like, maybe you really want it today, but because of money or your physical energy, you need to do it a week from now or whatever, right? So it's like that's also a big component here. That lion card from the wild animal unknown. I like such a long title. This one, this one. That lion card is the epitome of this energy this week in terms of all of that. Is there anything else that wants to be said? Well, this full moon Sagittarius is okay, I'm in my sovereignty. I'm exercising my sovereignty. I am roaring like the lion. I am even utilizing my roar in an intelligent, discerning, masterful way. How do I want to say this? Again, not everyone's there. They're bringing up the other things. I know we're getting there. Not everyone is there. And so be patient, be kind, be compassionate with people who are not there. I'm not saying to be a doormat. We know that, right? That's not what I'm saying here. But to have that awareness of that some people around you may not have the consciousness or the proper evolution or understanding of that. But because you are the king or because you are the queen, in a way, you set the tone. So just remember that for need be. Let me see, I'm looking at my notes here. Is there anything else? So the final overall message of the week, and then I'm going to come back into these branch messages that I believe have been leading up to this week for some people. The overall message indication, what you should know about this week is essentially, will you choose insecurity or will you choose your crown? It's essentially what it's coming down to, and that's a free will choice, and also depends on just where you're at in your development. And again, if you're not choosing your crown, that's okay. Everyone's on a different journey. Everyone comes to things in their own time, and sometimes the journey to your own sovereignty takes a while too. So it's like not anything to be hard on yourself about if you don't feel like you're there. Yeah, let me get into these other channelings. Let me actually title this differently. These are other things I've been observing that have been coming up as well. My crown. So, something else that has also been coming up, and again, this may not pertain to everybody, it's just something I've been observing and noticing. Some of you may perceive what I'm about to say as mirroring. Some of you may perceive it as reflection. Some of you may perceive it as introspection. Some of you may perceive it as soul retrieval, shadow work. These are the different labels that want to come up for this. But basically what has also been happening, and I feel like this is part of the remembrance, right? All of the energy that's helping us with remembrance. And if you don't know what I'm speaking to astrologically, that has been a minor grand trine between Pluto being an Aquarius, Uranus in a conjunction with Sedna, and Neptune in a conjunction with Saturn in Aries. All of them have been working together, and it shifted a little bit over time. It's quite a party right now with all these celestial bodies, but that's what I'm speaking to astrologically with this channel message I'm about to give you. It does, everything's connected, right? Anyway, it's just remembrance. Hold on. Clyde? Buddy. Come on. You're okay. The looking in the mirror, the reflecting, the looking within yourself, their introspection, the journeying and or reflecting and or writing about your past experiences, or even just certain things that come up within you that feel unresolved. Again, however you are perceiving that in your reality, everyone's got different words for the same thing. It's just this consolidation of remembrance. And this was coming through in the water readings quite a bit in the last couple weeks, especially on Patreon, where there's a opening of the box. There's an opening of the box of things that have been kept away, tucked away, even kept safe. Another way you could also be experiencing that is things that have been almost entangled or too intertwined with distortion or with pain or with illusion. But again, we've been getting disillusioned with Saturn in this conjunction with Neptune. And so some of you may have needed space and time for this. Some of you, maybe it's been super minor. Maybe some of y'all haven't even been doing this at all. Some of you may have also been getting a lot of thank you signs. They're bringing up the animals again. I think we're getting there. a lot of signs of synchronicities as well about really old things, or even like old synchronicities. Like songs are probably a big one there just because of the Neptune factor. Um, yeah, if that's been happening, it's just part of the remembrance consolidating, especially if you have been anchoring in your own sovereignty and getting in this lion-hearted energy. One more note about the lion-hearted energy. Again, that does relate to this Mars Leo phase, but that's not all. It's also part of this Jupiter moving into Cancer, right? Emphasizing the importance of being in the heart, right? And the importance of, well, really just emotion and love and closeness and connection, right? And healing, right? And very much healing energy. But also, when I was about to go live, I was like, wait, where's Leona? Leona came into my awareness. I'm like, I gotta check to see what she's doing. So if you're not familiar with Leona, excuse me, Leona is a celestial body that represents the lioness very specifically. She's not spoken about too much, but she also touches on sovereignty as well. And of course, Leona is exactly conjunct Orcus right now. Buddy. Sorry, I shifted into cat mom for a moment. She is exactly conjunct Orcus right now. Orcus is very Plutonian. I've spoken about Orcus on and off. Oh, my throat is getting weird as I'm talking about Leona, which is interesting. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Weird. Leona working with Orcus. Orcus has that Plutonian energy. But Orcus specifically likes to bring things to balance, bring things to order, bring things to justice, especially in revealing secrets as well in that Plutonian-like way. So the fact that Orcus is working with Leona, the lioness, in this way, and Mars being in Leo, and we're concluding this chapter of Mars going through Cancer to Leo, right? I feel like it's all just meeting in this perfect, like, culminating moment. Oh my God, my throat's doing weird things right now. Of what it means to own that heart of a king or a queen through that lioness energy. Yes. Other animals that may have been coming up in terms of sovereignty for some people, owls are big. Owls are very big. All these animals like were rushing through me this morning as I was getting this download, and I'm like, okay. Owls are big, wolves are big, horses were big, eagles were big. I feel like there's one more that I'm missing. Unicorns may be big too. I feel like there's one that I'm missing. There, I can almost, it's like right on the tip, the tippity tip. Deers, elks were big. These were elephant. I could see that resonating. These were prominent specifically to this sovereignty message, and that's what I'm trying to relate to you. There's always a lot of animal medicine that moves through the collective, and especially through my channel because I work so closely with them. But the animals that came through me in this download specifically were wanting to be shared as confirmations for people who are anchoring in their sovereignty and gaining their crown, essentially, or learning how to operate to hold their crown is really what that is. Yes. Yeah. So those are all the messages that wanted to move through me to you guys about recent weeks. And of course, this week that we already spoke about and went through. I do expect fixed signs, Leo especially, and I'll mention why, not just because Mars Leo, that's part of it, but I expect fixed signs to really feel the intensity of this week, and actually with the full moon as well, especially if you were like, well, they said, yeah, I don't need to get into the degrees. I expect fixed signs to be impacted significantly, and I also expect amongst fixed signs, Leo's the most because of Mars Leo, but also we have a lot going on in Aries still, and also the full moon is in Sagittarius, a sister fire sign. So Leos, I think you're going to feel the energy this week the most next to Sagittarius. But I would say even more than Sag, even though the full moon is in Sagittarius, I would say more than Sag because of the nature of the other aspects that have been going on and just the importance of this like lion energy. Ooh, my voice. Yeah. Yeah. So those are all the messages. As far as cards are concerned, I'm just going to take a quick minute to check in on that to see if we are going to pull cards for collective, groups, or signs, or whatever wants to happen there. They're bringing up the frog. Why are you bringing up frog, Spirit? Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Okay. Let me mark this. Some of you are still letting go. Yeah. 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 It's giving me strong Eight of Cups energy. Yeah. Some of you are still letting go and still moving on. I feel like working with the water element would help you quite a bit with that, whatever it is that you're still struggling to release, or even forgive. Some of you, thank you, forgive. We spoke about forgiveness recently. I feel like we're going to be doing groups today. Yeah, I think we're doing groups today. Your symbol's the frog group, okay? we're just diving in. We're just diving right in. I love how spirit works. Yeah. Yeah, forgiveness. You may still be struggling with forgiveness. I recommend, so on Patreon last week, the Rainbow Tribe, we did a forgiveness ceremony, actually, because of the nature of the week and the messages that were coming through. It just came through very organically. And so I read the ritual out loud, and then we got off the live, and then I posted it over there. I may post it here. Actually, yeah, I'll post it. Post forgiveness ritual. I'm writing it down so I don't forget. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled for that, and keep your notifications on if you do want to receive, any of this other stuff that I may be posting. I'll definitely post that for whoever needs it. And it was really easy ritual. And with any ritual, you can always make little adjustments to fit your resonance or whatever your needs are. Like with candles, for example, if you don't have a specific candle, just use a white candle. It's really easy. And it was a very easy ritual. I do recommend that. But again, keep in mind whatever it is that you are trying to forgive or let go or release. Don't put too much. Oh, I don't want to say this. Just speaking as a ceremonialist, the energy that we put into these things, we need to be aware of the energy we're putting into these things and our intentions. Because if you're like, I'm forgiving everything, and you're putting like 30 names on a piece of paper, that's a lot of processing, right? That's a lot of energetic processing, even if you're not aware of it. It's not like you like light the paper and you're like, oh, all those 30 people, oh, we're just done now. No, that's not how this works. That's not how energy works. That's not how it works. You're going to go through the grief and release of those 30 situations or whatever, which is asking a lot of yourself, right? So that's what I'm saying. Be mindful about the ritual. I'm like, I don't know, it's stirring my inner ceremonialist right now. So just be mindful about the intentions you set and why you're setting them on what it is you're trying to release, okay? And also, like, fully take on the responsibility of what your rituals are for, what your intentions are for. I think that there has been a lot of spiritual laziness in the community as far as that's concerned, where there's like, okay, I'll just do this and set this and I'll just throw it out into the ether, and there's no like proper accountability or integration of what it is you're actually doing, right? So just I'm just a little stirred, that's all. So just little stirredness coming out on that. But anyway, coming back to this frog group. Yeah, let's pull cards for you. Let's pull some cards for the frog group. Speaking of animals, since there's so much animals going around right now, let's just start with animals for you. Any messages or insights for this particular group? dragon, and notice that it's some unicorns on the bottom. So dragon, solar plexus. Oh, the throat, man. It's interesting. So dragon, I mean, obviously very explicitly, you could be very connected to the dragon, but I'm not feeling that here. I'm actually feeling the emphasis on clarity. Thank you. Proper clarity and integration of masculine energy and experiences around masculine archetypes. That's really what I'm feeling here. And if that's a little too mystic for you, on a more like, what's the term? Layman's terms, it's your relationship to your own confidence. It's your relationship to your own self-worth of feeling confident and capable to handle certain things in life, right? And seeing that for what it is, where your relationship truly is at with that and where it's not, and where you like it to be, right? Wow, you guys got a lot of the chakra cards. So unicorn is Ajna, the third eye. Cosmic egg is the crown. And we do have dragon here with solar plexus. So you have the crown, the solar, and the third eye. This is definitely giving me the vibes that group frog, group one. You'll be group one / group frog, okay? You're in the process of attaining your crown. Securing it, if that makes you feel better. Attaining it, I think I could feel the trigger there for some of you. Securing, okay? You are securing your crown right here. I feel I need to write this. Securing the crown. The forgiveness and the letting go will help facilitate that, because it's also going to make things very clear for you on your own solar plexus energy, on your own authoritative, sovereign, masculine energy, okay? Confidence, self-esteem, all of that stuff, all right? It's going to help you with that. Can I get one more? Cosmic egg comes out when we are also going through a bit of a climax in development of self and development of our own spirit. Just to give a little bit more explanation there. Can I get another card, please, for group one / frog? Kind of like calling you group frog. I don't know why. It's kind of making me smile. Let's see. And the heart. Yeah, wow, group one. So the third eye came out for you. We've got crown and solar coming out here, and we have the heart. And it's interesting because if you like look at those as a system, right? Like the crown, the third eye, the heart, and the solar, what's right in the middle? The throat. There's been a lot of throat energy. And there's the lion. So if you skipped and did timestamps for your reading here, I actually spoke about this card in the channelings. I don't remember which one, if it was the first one or the second one, but this card was coming up in my mind's eye, and here it is, the lion's heart, or the heart of the lion, right? But you do have camel out here. It's definitely giving me that temperance vibe. It's definitely giving me that temperance vibe. This process as well, group one / group frog. Every time I say it, it makes me giggle. Sorry. This process of securing your crown may take a little time, and that's okay, because it should take time. It shouldn't be rushed, right? It should be intentional. You should have awareness of what is happening. You should have awareness of how you're feeling in all of this, right? I do feel a lot of reflection with you, especially through the dragon. I feel a lot of that mirrory energy that we were speaking on before, and reflection coming through there. Flowers are coming through all of a sudden. Why are flowers coming through? I feel like this may relate to another group. And for those who are also new to my readings and channelings, welcome, glad you're here. When I do groups like this, oftentimes they're kind of intertwined in some way. Everything's connected, right? Nothing's really coincidence. And we are a collective after all. So just keep in mind that there may be some messages they may resonate with in each group. And sometimes I also can see, like, because I usually do 3 groups. It always just feels like a nice number. Sometimes I can see one group being like a physical manifestation, and I can see another group being like the emotional experience, etc. So take it as you will. But yeah, group one / frog. I also see that you are learning patience, actually. I just got this feeling of getting, like, pulling on the reins is what I got this feeling of with the camel. That's interesting. That's interesting. I feel like there's some, like, mastery of control that's happening here, or like you're dealing with your relationship to control. That's really interesting. I feel like this flower energy that's coming up is something that you'll be moving into when you're coming out of this process. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Let's pull some other cards. I did bring out the Priestess of Light Oracle. She wanted to work today, and she feels appropriate, so we're gonna do that. Okay. Hey, Catherine. Any messages or insights for this particular group? Any other messages or insights for this particular group for their highest good? Yep, there it is. Calming the waters. Peaceful self-regulation. That is totally what I was getting here. Like mastering control over yourself, even with all of this. Some of you may have a history of anxiety, even like, or even just impulsive energy, or like, I gotta, antsy, restless, right? These are some keywords here. If that has been a lifelong pattern for you, you're learning to moderate that. You're learning to regulate that. Whether it is emotional or otherwise, it's not just emotional. I can feel that with this group. It's not just emotional. For some of you, it's actually out of anxiety. Some of you are understanding, thank you, where that anxiety comes from. Also why the solar plexus is so emphasized here, because the solar plexus, again, is kind of our seat of confidence and our seat of self-esteem, and also a source of anxiety, or can generally be an area where anxiety can come up in the body, like upset stomach from being anxious or stressed out is an example of that. There's a reason for that, right? Because it's like the fire in our, literally the fire in our bellies, the solar plexus, it's relates to the fire element. Literally the fire in our bellies are not balanced, right? Quite literally. And sometimes if our confidence or self-esteem is not there, it's really overcome with doubt or fear or this anxiety or this kind of fire that's been like be imbalanced in some way, whether it's too much or too little, right? So it's like you are learning to actually balance your fire here. You are learning to balance your fire. Some of you may also have a interesting view of your own fire energy. That's coming through as well. Even the element of fire, that's just coming through. But you are learning to self-regulate. They bring up the anxiety again. Anxiety, restlessness, antsiness. So you're going to realize the way that you have not actually taken the reins with your own fire. It's interesting. I think that's part of it. It's like you haven't had a mastery over your solar plexus or your own fire. It's like you haven't had your hands on the reins of you in this particular aspect of self. So what happens when we don't? It kind of just does whatever it wants, right? It like kind of runs amok a little bit. And as you are taking the reins here and you're self-regulating, you're starting to see the negative consequences of that, or like what has been the negative consequences, whether it is just like not having a lot of confidence, or some strange things with power dynamics or boundaries, or lack of these things, right? Or even like burnout. Some of you, I'm getting like exhaustion a little bit there. That's really interesting. Okay. Get one more for this group. Am I seeing sideways, or that's the setting? So it did some weird things. Oh, never mind. Okay. When I tried to take a picture, it was so weird. It was so glitchy. When I tried to take a picture for the thumbnail, it had like 3 different images as one picture, and one was like up, one was sideways. I was like, I don't know what else is going on with technology right now. Okay. Can I get one more for this group, please? You guys got 2 more. Oh, and there it is. And there it is. Oh my God, I love it. I'm so excited to show you. Phoenix rising. This is rising in that sovereignty. Okay, some of you may have been perceiving that you've been going through a bit of a Phoenix rising, or some sort of big death birth situation here. I love that this is here, because this feels like I've self-regulated, I've owned, I'm in my sovereignty, I am wearing my crown, and then we have divine masculine. And there you are, right? having reformed your relationship to your own masculine solar plexus energy, electric active power. I freaking love it. On the bottom, we do have deep emotions, unknown feelings, and past life influences. So this may be some of the things that want to be released, forgiven, or let go of. That came up in the beginning as well. And also things that maybe have been sitting in your solar plexus that have been causing an imbalance there of your fire. But again, as you take the reins, as you pick up the reins, right, you're dealing with this, you're transmuting this. All right, let's get some tarot cards out here for you. Oh, maybe we'll do dice. Hold on, let me take them out because I will forget. I will totally forget. Hold on. Oh, perfect. It's an actual set. I've got some hodgepodgey set stuff going on. Okay. So I'm putting them in front of my face so I don't forget. Remind me if it looks like I'm forgetting. Okay. Let me move that over. Any other messages or insights for this group? I can feel other groups trying to come in. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Knight of Pentacles, diligence is the word that I'm hearing with this. Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy. It is consistency, it's predictability, it's showing up, it's making sure things are done right in a paced manner. That you're totally owning that. You're totally owning the Knight of Pentacles energy. Very responsible and accountable as well. Wow, a lot of pentacles coming out here. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is you doing the work. We have the fire with the Ace of Wands. This is my ace for purpose, right? Sacred flame, fulfillment even. Oh my God, Page of Cups underneath that. But I see you just being diligent. I feel you being devoted and being diligent to yourself in this process. That's what I'm seeing right there. Focused even. They're bringing me back to the dragon. Focus is a huge part of this for you, actually, to follow through on this. And also I was seeing the Emperor and then it just disappeared. Interesting. Any other messages or insights? Oh, that's interesting. Seven of Wands with the Knight of Cups. Almost said the King of Cups. Seven of Wands is that Mars Leo energy. Knight of Cups is Pisces, but the Knight of Cups leads with the heart, right? It's interesting that you're coming up as knights here. Because knights usually are on the move. And I feel like you're actually not on the move. Maybe your spirit is on the move. If anything, again, I just feel this like focus on you, on yourself. That's mostly what I'm feeling here. But with the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Cups, yeah, part of this is also embracing boundaries is what I'm getting to, which we did kind of speak on a bit. Having more discernment of what your boundaries are and how to just operate within them, right? Because a lot of times, like when we're like in our sovereignty or we have a clear understanding of what our boundaries are, what we want them to be, a lot of time if we just embody it, we don't need to say it, right? It's kind of said energetically. It's like, it's known, right? What the boundaries really are, but just like how you're carrying yourself. I am getting that here. But that Knight of Cups, this feels like movement though. This does feel like movement. So this may be when you're entering that flowery energy that I was picking up on. What's coming after the Knight of Cups? What's coming after the Knight of Cups? Ooh, King of Wands. We love it. We love it. We're doing groups, Christine, sorry, we're doing groups. That Leo energy. And on the bottom, we have the Empress. I like, ooh, wow, I like that with the Fool. Whew, and the Chariot, okay. Yeah, so you are going to get very active. You are, which makes sense, right? So this group, again, you are securing your crown by securing your solar plexus, which also is coinciding with practicing forgiveness and all these things we've been talking about, but it leads to a very well-developed masculine energy, or if that word bothers you, it leads to a very developed sense of confidence and self-esteem, sovereignty, right? And with that, you actually will have more vitality, because that's something I keep getting to. Like, some of you may realize like how, like, why you've been tired, or like maybe like where your little energy leaks are. I think is a good way to say that. And it's going to put you on the move. It's going to put you into action mode, which is nice. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. Good for you. All right, let's go ahead and roll some dice for you guys. Oh, I knew that was going to fall. Ooh, wow. Okay. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited for you. So first of all, we have Pisces, that Knight of Cups energy. Pisces showing up here. We have Mars. There's that masculine energy, not shocking at all. And then we have the 10th house. I know these are hard to see, but just trust, okay? So 10th house, Mars, and Pisces. So all the things I'm about to say from an astrological perspective, these can be confirmations of your chart. If you don't have these placements, these messages can still be for you if you have that heart resonance with them, okay? Yes, you could have Mars in Pisces in the 10th house. You could be a Pisces 10th house. You could be, what would that make you? Is that Gemini? Am I doing that right? Or is that Sag? No, that's Gemini. You could be a Gemini rising. You could be even a Leo 10th house. I'm seeing Aries 10th house. Pisces rising. Just things that I'm seeing. Again, these messages can still be for you if those are not part of your chart here. But just looking at this, shit. Some of you are about to have an expansion in your career because of this energy, and I say that because we have the 10th house here. And that Mars energy is backing it. Like, you're taking control of your career, or you're taking control of your reputation. That's also coming out here as well. Some of you, this is also in the realm of being of service in some way. And I am feeling like other people may be involved in how you're taking action. You're leading yourself. There's no doubt about it. And it is from the heart. There's no doubt about that either. But I'm feeling like you're about to move into some that flowery energy is coming up. Like the energies of a lot of people is just kind of what I'm gathering. Whether you're leading or you're collaborating. I see that. I do see that. Some of you may feel like you have a clear sense of purpose, whatever that word means to you, calling, whatever that word means to you. Now, I will say, keep in mind that with Vesta in Scorpio, part of that T-square with Pluto and with Venus, Vesta's also doing some other stuff too. Not going to get into all the astrological gymnastics here, but the way Vesta and Lilith, they're really close. Lilith is at 8 degrees Scorpio, Vesta's at 5, if memory serves. But all you need to know is there are some conflicts or tensions around Vesta. Vesta representing the blueprint. Vesta representing what gets us up out of bed in the morning, what makes us excited about life, our personal little callings and passions and things of that nature, where we may feel like we need to make room or sacrifice our spiritual calling at times for material comfort or for the demands of relationships. There's a lot of little like tethers are being pulled in different directions when you want to have your focus on one thing, essentially. Manage that as you will. But again, if you are secured in your crown and your sovereignty in this 900 energy, which group 1/frog, you're going to manage it just fine. And I do believe this like Mars Pisces energy with the dice is also indicating that you're going to handle that just fine. Because Mars Pisces, well, it's not the greatest expression of Mars. It's very intentional. It's very intentional, it's very compassionate, and actually has a way of taking action in the name of the bigger picture, right? Like what makes sense as a whole, but from that emotional space as well. Okay, so very cool. Let's move on to another group here. There's two, I can feel it. There's two collectives like battling for the, I want to say battling for the floor. That's interesting. One, very flowery. I just keep getting lots and lots of flowers, which I'm kind of excited to get into that group. The other one, I just keep seeing a lot of red with the other one. A lot of red. It does feel very sensual. I want to mention this too. I'm gonna make this a timestamp actually. I didn't mention it before, but I'll mention it now. So with Mars and Leo aspecting Chiron and Eris the way that it is positively in a trine, also aspecting, it's creating a lot of aspects actually. Let me see, where's my notes? Did I lose the paper? Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, no, it's right there. Forgot how I did my notes this time. Yeah, so with Mars in a trine with Chiron and Eris, well, Chiron and Eris are also sextile Jupiter in Cancer and sextile Pallas. And Mercury is sextile Venus along with this T-square. This is why I didn't want to get too into the astrology here, but I do want to mention something very quickly. There's a lot of sexy energy in the air. There just is. There's a lot of passionate, sexy energy in the air along with the feeling of power, right? So it's like it kind of has a little flavor of both that masculine, feminine aspects of sensuality, but the intensity of power. Okay, so and I think that's what I'm feeling with the third group of where's the line. But I guess okay, we're gonna make the third group the second group because they're wanting to be spoken on. We'll get to flowers at the third, so we'll just do it now. After I speak a little more about the astrology here. Yeah, so there is a theme here this week of power and possession and pleasure and where are the lines, right? So again, if you are in your sovereignty, you'll navigate this just fine. Boundaries will be important. Self-awareness will be important. But also understanding too, even with your own desires, right? Where are you in terms of your reins there? And where are you in relationship to your own desires and how you allow yourself to engage or don't? There's a mastery there, okay? Yeah, let's just make this the second group because it's like they're intense. They're intense and they want to be spoken on. So we're just gonna dive in on this one. I just want to call this the passion group, the passionate power group. Actually, wait, can I get like a symbol for this group? It's too many symbols. Volcano. Really? I keep feeling like possessive energy with this group. Okay. It's making me nervous. Starting with the animals for this group. Yeah, I can't shake it. I keep feeling a possessive energy with this group. So keep in mind, because as general, this can pertain to someone you know. It doesn't have to just be you, okay? But what I'm sensing like someone is very stirred is a word that I've been using a lot. But it's stirring in desire. So it's like that can translate sexually, but it feels almost borderline aggressive, like almost like sexual frustration and sexual aggression. Hold on a second. Oh, you guys can't see him. Hold on. Yes, Clyde? What you need, buddy? Huh? What? What? Do you know? You look comfortable. Sorry, I just had to show you guys. That's my drum bag. He's made it a temporary bed for right now. It's gotten hot, so the AC's on and it like blasts like right in that spot. Oh, he knows we're watching. Oh, he totally do. He totally do. Let's come back to this group. I can't shake the possessiveness. Now, yes, you may have strong desire. You may have strong passion. A lot of sexual energies coming in here. Spiders coming through as well. Pele is very prominent right now too. You may identify with Sekhmet more than Pele. Kali more than Sekhmet or Pele. They're different faces of the same energy. I feel the need to back this up for some reason. I almost wanted more space, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, give me space. Give me space. If you're in this energy, like there may be people being like, whoa, back up, take that heat and back it up. It's kind of funny. Or if someone's coming at you with this energy, male or female, doesn't matter. You may be like, whoa, space, space. It's not, there's nothing wrong with being aroused. There's nothing wrong with being stirred. But keep in mind, like, if you're getting into that territory of like, I must have, if you start turning into, what's his name? What's his name from Lord of the Rings? Is it Gollum? I think that's his name. Like, my precious. Like, if you start turning into that, that's a problem. That's a problem, right? But with this group, more than anything, I just feel like you're actually in a lot of creative energy. And I think having a proper outlet for it will do you well. Now, if you are, oh, Schmiegel, I was like, I couldn't remember his name. Okay, thank you. I already forgot the name I already used for him. I know it began with a G. Anyway, yeah, this just feels like a lot of creative energy. And so you may find actually that this is how it gets like triggered in you. That like maybe you're in flow, maybe you're having fun, maybe you're just doing you, but you're so in it, and it's like you may find that it's like stirring stuff. You're just really surging your own creative energy. And so yeah, I want to say just have proper outlets for that. But there's also nothing wrong with enjoying this with a consenting adult. Right? There's nothing wrong with enjoying this with a consenting adult. Just making that very clear. But if you're bringing intensity and someone's like, no, just recognize that, okay? Recognize that. The otter showed up on the split, which is actually very sweet. I also wouldn't be shocked if for some people this is actually correlating to like a sexual awakening or a bit of a kundalini activation. That would not shock me. But totally, it's giving me like overwhelmed vibes is what it's giving me. I'm here was just in and out with my parents on a ball. She wanted her fries. Oh, I hope you guys are having a good time. But yeah, use this energy creatively. Use it creatively. But you may, couple things. Transmuting with this energy is a thing. Alchemy with this energy is a thing. You already know that. Just had to be said for confirmation for those words coming up that way. Some of you may actually be seeing another side to somebody, and it may be shocking to you. Like, it's giving me the vibe of someone who's like maybe kind of like buttoned up or kind of reserved, or someone who's hard to read. And then you see this like other side of them, and it's like, you know, it's like that. It's wild. And you're like, oh shit, that's what was under there? That's what was under that turtleneck? Right? Right? It's giving me those vibes for some of you. It's very interesting energy. Okay, let's get some animal cards out. Wow. Unicorn and tiger. Tiger is my Queen of Wands card. Very sensual, very ferocious, very passionate, and also highly intuitive. This is also the card of spiritual awakening. Unicorn also representing the third eye, also a card of spiritual awakening. Again, I would not be shocked if this is what's happening with you or someone you know, that they're going through some sort of sexual awakening or some kind of kundalini awakening, because it's like, it does feel highly sexual. Not all awakenings are like that. And again, sexual energy, it's just life moving through you. That's all it is. It's just spirit moving through you. But the reason it feels so sexual, or we feel it in that tingly way, is because that's what spirit is. Spirit is the force behind life itself, right? That's why we experience it through our life-giving centers, like our sexual centers. So also, I feel like I also like want to make that clear too. If you're feeling this coming up, when you're like, if you're like getting activated because of someone you know, or vice versa, to keep that in mind. To keep that in mind. Again, consenting adults do consenting adult things. But if not all parties are on board, just be aware that that's all it is, okay? But yeah, definitely getting that awakening vibes there. Some of it is just a creative awakening. I also want to emphasize the importance of creating with this energy, okay? What's going on with my foot? Hold on, sorry guys. Okay. All right, he went back to his faux bed. Yeah, we got Otter on the bottom. I like that this is here. Ooh. Does that not say Volcano to you? Like, it caught my eye a little bit, and I was like, wait, what is there? And it was like, oh, well, that's what's there. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. Hmm. The last two cards to come out: Starfish and Raccoon. No. What's beautiful about this energy that this group is experiencing, it's allowing your light to come through. That's what I'm getting with Raccoon and Starfish. It's like the light that has been kind of left dormant. And when I say light, I just mean your essence. That's all I mean. Your essence, your soul, your radiance, your energy, right? Some energy that's been dormant or put away because of fear or trauma, put in the box, right? We spoke about that earlier. If you don't know what I'm speaking about, it's the energy that's been coming up around the water signs like the last couple weeks. And Jupiter maybe in a Cancer may be part of this too. But anyway, it's coming out. It's out. It's out for all to see. I see that, but also, relationships may be a big thing here for this group too, because I can also see this, like, I can see an individual in this kind of energy, this volcanic, sexual, creative, radiant energy, magnetic energy, and they could be dealing with someone who's in a raccoon space. Okay. I am mostly feeling it like you're coming out of Raccoon and into this, right? What has been too painful to, like, the light, your essence, your energy, all this amazing, like, vibes that you got going on here that has been through pain and trauma, been laid dormant or suppressed or put away. You're bringing it out, and that's beautiful. I think that's most of you. But some of you may be in this energy and you're like dealing with a raccoon, and it's a lot. Right? Like, space. Right? It's a lot. Not out of rejection. I want to make that very clear. This is not out of rejection if that's happening for you. If you're in this space and you're dealing with someone like this, that's not what it is. It's just so much energy that it literally is overwhelming, and it's just overstimulating. Again, not in a way where you're like, oh, you're too much. Like, not in that kind of a way. It's like being in a dark movie theater for 3 hours and then you come out to the blaring August sunlight with no clouds. It's like that. It's a lot. It's like, it's a lot, right? So keep that in mind if that's how it's happening for you. Again, most of you, I think you're the raccoon breaking out of the raccoon. But to have this in the this is going to be an interesting read. I kind of wish I saved this for last, but that's okay. It happened for a reason. Look at what's underneath. Otter, Scorpion, and the Owl. So if this is all about you, I can totally see a group where it's about you and another person, but we'll talk about both. But if this is just about you breaking out of the raccoon, there's that owl. Owl is coming up in the beginning as well. You're moving into this awareness of what created that raccoon energy in the first place, right? Scorpion represents the things we've held on to, the things we're still affected by. God, sorry, my foot is like doing very weird things. Okay, sorry. But you're moving into awareness of that Scorpion energy, of what had cause that part of you, that essence, that light, maybe even just creative energy or even just sexual energy. Some of you guys are opening up your sacral here, to be put away, to be suppressed. You're seeing that for what it is, and you're feeling that you're letting that go. And the otter being here is just like so beautiful, because otter is that like ooey gooey unconditional love energy, even if it's just for yourself, even if it's just you reconnecting with your heart, even if it's just you reconnecting with your soul, or even with spirit, right? Just the vibration, that vibration. But the other thing is, the reason why I can't shake that for some of you, there's other people involved. Otter is also a partner card. It speaks of like mutual heart to heart, soul to soul connections, right? Monogamous connections as well. So it's like family, tribe, besties, lovers, right? but in a very like heart to heart, soul to soul kind of a way. And so again, if you are dealing with somebody and you are like, right, you're like this, and they're like, it could be bringing up the Scorpion energy here a little bit. And even as I say that, don't be surprised if your rising, I really want to say your rising here, actually triggers something in them about their own history with their own Scorpion energy. Okay, because that's just how energy works, man. It's just how energy works. But I think that is very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Let's get some other cards out here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to use High Priestess with you. Bobby. Hi. I know. He's under the table. I'm just not feeling it for you, but I might have to use it. Yeah, we'll use it. Okay, that's okay. Any other messages or insights for this group? I think I'll call you the Tiger group. Since I want to stick with one theme here of symbols, we'll call you the Tiger group. The other group will be the Frog group. Okay. Yeah, if you're dealing with someone, I don't know, they just might be a little freaked out. Just again, overwhelmed is all. Just overwhelmed. Any message? Any messages or insights for this group, please? Hidden knowledge, Akashic records, and silent understanding. On the bottom, we have building your world, creation, expansion, and networking. The hidden knowledge coming out here, especially with this like tiger and unicorn energy that you have, you do have. Hold on a second. You have come into an awareness, there's no doubt, of yourself, of your own creative energy, your sexual energy. Again, some of you may even equate it to an awakening of sorts. Some of you are even activating somebody, right? And the Akashic actually pulled me in when I read that. I was like, oh, there's something there. For those where you are potentially activating somebody, I don't want to say this. You may know something about them, like know something about them, or even your relationship to them. Yeah, I keep hearing the Akashic. Yeah, you've come in, okay, yeah, if you're in that boat, you've come into some awareness about someone that you're activating, and maybe even just a clear understanding of your connection to this person, or why this person's a part of your life or a part of your path, etc., and vice versa. Doesn't have to be romantic, but with all the sexual energy, it absolutely could be. Even if it's only one person feeling that, right? But I want to stay focused on you. Because your experience of this, it feels like you've unlocked that remembrance for yourself. Again, of your light and of your creative energy, especially with the building your world on the bottom. Yeah, it's a clear understanding of like what you want to put your passionate creative energy towards. I really want to say focus is going to be big for this group, to focus this energy and to stay clear with this energy and not let the stirring overwhelm you, okay, or distract you, is what I want to say with that. Can I get another card, please, for this group? I love you have the otter, though. I missed seeing the otter. We haven't seen the otter in a bit. And as I say that, those reddish brown birds just showed up. Let's see here. Well, that makes sense. Power over difficulty. It always has a little bit of a shadowy feel on this card, reclaiming your power. You've absolutely done that, but again, I feel like this card's coming out as a reminder to have mastery over yourself and your sexual creative energy as well, and where you focus it. Okay. Again, having a proper outlet is going to be very important to you, and even very empowering to you as well. So keep that in mind. And then we have brilliant beliefs, personal power, luminous light force. Oh, I love it. Again, a lot of emphasis on your light and your essence shining through, radiating through. This card also comes out when we are attaining or embracing a vision of sorts for ourselves. And with building your world still on the bottom, I think there's something about that for you of where to have an outlet for your creative energy. Okay. And to be, yeah, again, they keep pulling me back here, and to be aware of how you're using it. If you don't have an outlet, how are you using it? Are you using it at all? Are you just kind of letting it overwhelm you? Or are you gearing it towards a person? Should you even be doing that? Right. So it's like, these are just things to come up to just having your awareness. All right. Okay. Yeah, now let's get some tarot cards out here. These cards are so pretty. First I said it and then he just left. Any messages or insights for this group? Ooh, we like that. 6 of Wands and 6 of Cups on the bottom. 2 sixes. So 6s may be synchronistic for you. We are also in June as well. But also with that 6 of Cups energy, that soul energy, remembrance, that all of that comes through the 6 of Cups, including people that we bond with on that level. So again, for those where you are dealing with another person and there's this exchange happening, just to be mindful, because even the 6 of Wands speaks of the impact or influence that we have on people and vice versa in the way of recognition, right? 6 of Wands is success and triumph, but we're witnessed in that. It's also why it's the victory card. We're witnessed in our victory. So even if this is a process that's just about you, there's clearly the influence it may be having or impacting on your relationships, okay? The 6 of Wands, that's like, it's being noticed. For sure. You are being noticed in this energy. There's no doubt about it. The Fool just wanted to come out. Have your fun. Like I said, this is something to be enjoyed, but that Fool can be reckless, can be a little too reckless. Part of the mastery of this, like, sovereignty and this lion-hearted energy this week is also understanding when to break away and when not to, when to take a risk and when not to. So just have that about you, okay? Remember that. Not saying don't take a risk, just be discerning about it. Okay. Again, I kept trying to keep this about you. It's more than just about you. We have Lovers and the 3 of Pentacles. Lovers is not always about a relationship, but it absolutely can be, especially with like the Otters out here. The 6 of Cups is still out here. I just, the 3 of Pentacles even speaks of friends and networking and plans and things that we're getting off the ground. Lovers to me is usually about a choice or a state of alignment, right? To our souls, to heart resonance, which they're one and the same here, okay? But that 3 of Pentacles tells me you're ready to do something. You're ready to build something up. You're ready to take that creative energy and do something with it. And we kind of already knew that, right? With the building your world, but I'm getting that you don't want to do this alone. So you may find yourself like bringing this energy to somebody. I really want to say that you may need to take a day or two before you do it, just to be clear on how to approach this person. Because if you just kind of like throw your energy at them in this exciting way, something about that may be not well received or lost in translation. So I actually want to recommend, before you decide to do that, if you're in this boat, yeah, take a day or two, sit with that, meditate on that, feel that out of what really is the best approach to be well received in this. Not in a way where you're hiding yourself, but knowing your audience, right? And there's also a mastery of our own energy too. Okay, can I get another card, please? This is totally the raccoon energy that just came out here. Okay. Page of Swords, Five of Cups, and Death. So whether you are coming out of your own raccoon energy or you're dealing with somebody and they are in raccoon energy, the raccoon energy is rooted in that Five of Cups, that scorpion energy, okay? The sting of pain's past, if you will. The weight of pain's past. I don't know, it wants to be said that way. It just does. Death is indicating that there's a shift that can happen here with the raccoon, with the scorpion energy. Like it actually feels very healing and liberating is what that feels like. The Page of Swords is what is making me go a little bit like, I don't know if I like that being there. Yeah, I don't know if I like that being there. It feels focused in like, I don't know, a way that I don't like. Page of Swords is not always bad. It gets the rap for being a drama card, and it is, but not always. But Page of Swords is when we are moving into a state of like acquiring information, which is also why it's the spy card, even if it's just the reflection. But there's something about this that feels like I almost want to say like throwing a dart, which is weird. I want to get a card on that. Can I get a card on the Page of Swords? Why is the Page of Swords here? Yeah, the King of Swords. King of Cups is trying to make an appearance as well. Six of Cups on the bottom. Oh, wait, and the Queen of Cups. Well, that just told a story, didn't it? King and Queen of Cups with the Six of Cups. That feels like a partnership. The Page of Swords here being clarified by the King of Swords. I keep getting darts. That's what I'm getting. Almost like, you know, when someone is angry, lashing out, they throw little poisonous words at people or just out in the ether. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Again, if you are coming out of your own raccoon energy, I think this is what puts you in the raccoon energy. I think people threw some poison darts at you in the form of words, maybe even one person in particular. And getting out of the raccoon energy, you're transmuting that pain. And that's liberating you, okay? But if you're dealing with a raccoon, I don't remember if, actually, it's okay. They said it doesn't matter, it pertains to this reading. Something is coming up, and I don't remember if I already said it or not. I'm having one of those weird, like, psychic glitchy moments of, like, maybe you're about to, like, see another side to somebody. No, it was this reading. They said doesn't matter, just say it. Yeah, I think it was this reading. Yeah, if you're dealing with a raccoon and you come in this energy, I do want to say you have a beautiful connection with them. But there's something about you showing up in this energy. They may be so blasted by your energy. You may see a side to them where they get a little wild and maybe even a little, they might throw a dart or two at you. And I think that's up to the both of you to resolve if that's what comes into play. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has had that experience though in their past of having little poisonous darts thrown at them, especially in states where there's a lot of like discomfort happening. Okay, but the Death card is very clear here. The Death card is transmuting the pain, the root of the pain, the source of the pain, the source of discomfort here, of having those experiences. And so you showing up in this way, even if it triggers it in this person, I feel like even with you, this may be an interesting moment of like a check in your sovereignty of how you're operating in your sovereignty. Like, are you going to drop down to that level? Are you going to like take it personal? Are you going to internalize it? Or are you going to see that someone's in pain? Someone that you have a beautiful connection with is in pain. Are you going to see that for what it is and then I almost want to say like open the floor to talk about that, to bring that King of Swords energy there into the situation. I am getting that a little bit. That's interesting. however you handle this moment is however you decide to handle it. Okay, if that happens for you. That's not everybody. I think most of you have experienced this and you're transmuting this to get in this beautiful tiger unicorn energy. Okay, all right, let's get some dice out here. We're doing groups today. Let me start as Venus comes out. Oh, oh, okay. Okie dokie. So we have the sun, identity, radiance, essence, also ego, Aries, power dynamics, right? And then we have the sixth house, excuse me, coming out here. Aries in the sixth house would be for Scorpio rising. So very prominent on the Martian energy here and power. And I only say that because Scorpio and Aries are kind of notorious for dealing with power, right? And power dynamics. And that's kind of all over this reading here. Aries is also very sensual, as is Scorpio, but that sun energy also kind of speaks to that and like brings that out. But the sun also speaking to essence and truth and all of an illumination and what have you. Some of you could be a sun, Aries, Scorpio, sun, Aries sun, Scorpio sun, Aries rising, Scorpio rising. I see that. Virgo showing up here as well. Libra, I'm getting Libra really strong. Some of you could have your sun in the sixth house. We're in Gemini season, yeah. Some of you guys could be a Cappy rising. Actually, the sun could be transiting your sixth house as well. So I don't remember all the signs I said, but Scorpio, Aries, Cappy, Virgo are prominent. Libra, a little Libra going on there too. I think I said that, I don't remember. But even if you don't have those placements and you're resonating with the messages, you're resonating with the messages. So those are just confirmations. But getting into this Sun, Aries, sixth house energy, it's just giving me the vibe of like, who's the boss? Like, that's what it's giving me. Who's the real boss? Does there need to be one? I don't know. Like, this is not work. This doesn't feel like a work relationship. If it is, it's an interesting one. If this is a work relationship, maybe it's an appropriate one, but I don't think it is. That's what that's totally giving me. Who is the boss? The truth is we're the boss of ourselves, right? That's really the thing to remember here. We are the boss of ourselves. We're the boss of our own energy. Okay. Yeah, I really want to say like it's interesting because I can see someone going through this like rising of their own sexual creative energy, rising of their sense of power, right? Especially after transmuting some like painful things, and being their own master, right? But I can see how that can be triggering for some people around you, but so liberating for you at the same time. With this new energy, you are going to see and discern who you can be in this energy side by side with, right? You're not trying, I don't think you're trying to be anyone's boss. That may even be a projection someone may place on you. Someone may see you as defensive. Yeah, you're not trying to be anyone's boss. You're trying to be your own boss of self, but side by side with other people who can accept you in that. And you'll know who fits that and who doesn't. I really want to say for those where you may be activating someone's raccoon energy who you share this otter connection with, yeah, it's like they may get triggered, but like I feel like it's a moment of truth, actually. I think it's a very healing moment, to be honest, depending on how you handle it. And they may actually be very ready to be side by side with you in something. This moment will reveal that, the proper answer to that. Okay. Okay, let's get into the other group, the flower group here. Okay. Raccoon energy is the way that I was feeling it in that reading, just being very clear, The way I was feeling the raccoon energy in that reading is like a wounded energy. It's a wounded energy of hiding, of like I hide and I mask this piece of me, or like how I really want to express myself, how I really want to be, because it's scary or it's painful, or I did in the past and bad things happened. People treated me badly. It's that energy of like I need to hide in this manner for my own self-preservation. That's what that energy is. Like it's like the backed into a corner energy. Okay, moving on to the next group. Okay. Can we emerge in these flowers, please? In these flowery energies? Ooh, this feels really nice. I feel like this group is going to resonate with all these groups are rising, by the way. Oh, hold on. Maybe that's what I'll title this week. Rising. Hold on. King, Queen, Lion. Just give myself ideas for titles. Anyway. I feel like this group may resonate with like rising goddess energy specifically, which kind of reminds me of the last group, but a little different, right? A little different. That was more sacral, creative, centered, focused. This feels more like a whole embodiment of goddess energy. I don't know another way to describe it. That's how it's feeling. Also, very, very sovereign. I'm hearing and doesn't explain. And doesn't explain, doesn't need to explain, just is. Yeah, doesn't need to explain, just is. For those in this group, don't be surprised if certain people around you really shift the way they react to you or treat you because you're done explaining. That's how it's coming, because you're done explaining. And it's not that you're making them work for it. I don't know. This is just how it wants to be said. So I'm just trusting the messages. It's almost like maybe this is the perception, like, oh, you're making them work for your attention, or you're making them, like, you're not. You're just not giving. Oh, thank you. Ooh, you're not letting them into your chamber. That's what it is. You're not letting them into your chamber. So what that means is chamber being your field, your heart, however that translates to you. I feel like it's more about your core, but chamber can be a much more multifaceted expression of that. It's the sanctity of where you truly sit and reside, right? You're just not letting people in the chamber, or certain people in the chamber, because you've risen in this like goddess energy, so you're discerning of what is sacred, right? This is also, while I'm emphasizing the goddess energy here so much, your own God energy, masculine, feminine, right? Your own God energy is actually what you utilize to protect your own chamber. Again, when I say that, I'm speaking to like your heart, your energy field, right? Things like that. Your personal space, your home, right? These are the things I'm saying. Your goddess energy recognizes the chamber and who should and shouldn't be, but your God energy is the one that says no, right? So you're working with both, but the goddess is being really emphasized with you. Very interesting. Okay. It's like, where'd the animal deck go? Okay. Yeah, I feel like some people may be very confused even by what is going on and like what's happening. Yellow, a lot of yellow and gold coming up for you as well. And keep in mind, I'm speaking to men and women, right? I know sometimes, even though we know deep down that like feminine, masculine, goddess, God energies like are not gender specific, it's like the wiring of the brain is sometimes really hard to bypass. So just want to be very clear about that. Tostitos being dipped in cheese. It's funny, I'm actually literally like, oh, it's time for a little snacky poo. No idea what's in my fridge right now. Any messages or insights for this group, please? You have the camel. So camel came out for group 1, I believe. Camel is a tempering energy, patient energy. It also is a very resourceful energy. Knows how to pack, what to take, how to move to best utilize all resources at one's disposal, but in a very efficient, sustainable way. That's the camel. I feel like this is why you're being protective of your chamber right now. They're showing me the flowers again. I feel like this group is like, I keep getting the word sacred. Sacred. Some of you may be in a pinch, is what I'm gathering. Like some of you may be in a space where you're having to be very careful about your resources, like your energy, your money, your time. Water. I don't know why water just came up. That's a little scary. Yeah, there's a caution of your energetic reserves right now and priorities of that. This is why you're so aware of your chamber. Because anyone that comes into the chamber is going to take your resources. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that. Shark and raccoon. Unexpected. Yeah, I do not like that. Tarantula. I'm hearing unexpected. Fire ant is coming out as well. What's on the top? Otter's on the top though. I don't like that. Some of you may be getting messages of protection. This, what I'm about to say is not to scare anybody. I know I react. People say I'm dramatic. I'm not dramatic. I'm human and I have more human responses to things. I'm just passionate. That's all. I'm expressive. I was literally getting like, you may have unexpected messages of protection or signs of protection, like signs of like, hey, don't worry, we got you. And you're like, everything's fine. Like, I don't understand. It's giving me a little bit of a tower moment. It's giving me unexpected. Something about it feels really disruptive. Like tarantula as well. Tarantulas being at a crossroads and needing to make decisions. The reason I really don't like shark and raccoon together, shark is a perceived threat. Whether it's real or not, with you, I'll be honest, it does feel like there's something happening that's like not okay. Raccoon, we talked about this in group 2. So raccoon was in group 2, camel was in group 1. See like the intertwining here, right? Raccoon against shark can be someone who's being like, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidated, okay? Someone who's being intimidated by a threat. But you are in the camel energy, and so there may be a person that may be trying to intimidate you or dominate you or like overpower you or even scare you into making a decision here. Some of you may feel like you need to make a decision or you're being backed into a corner, but I feel like you're in such this like goddess God energy that like, I think you're going to be fine. I really think you're going to be fine. You're figuring it out as the camel. You're keeping your cool as the camel. But I do keep getting, it's like you may be getting like little hints that like something's going on or something's about to happen. But being in this like sovereignty, I think you're going to be fine. Yeah, and at the top we have, look at that. At the top we have otter and deer. So even if like something is happening that's putting you in a bad spot or someone's trying to put you in a bad spot, you're sovereign and you're going to be fine. But also this may indicate that you have a very special ally in your corner who's very loving and very nurturing and cares a lot about you. Also, I feel like this is part of your goddess energy just showing up here. Yeah, look at that with the golden heart, basically. It's the golden egg, but it's the heart chakra. Sorry, I gotta know. Yeah, fear with rabbit underneath that. It's like fear is like almost entering your heart space and you're not allowing it. You're not allowing that into your chamber. You're just not. This may even manifest as someone who like is a very fearful person and they try to like, maybe they're afraid of the things going on in the world, which is also valid. But maybe they're like spewing their fear onto you and you're like, back the F up. No, not allowing that in my chamber, Not allowing that my reality, no thank you, right? Especially if they're trying to persuade you into making decisions out of fear, you're not having it. Yeah, you're not having it. Yeah, that's what this is like. These are all the little things that I'm getting. You have allies. You're going to be fine. You look pretty okay. Oh, Susie, thank you for the $9.99 and the very cute hippo. It's funny. It's like, I think as a kid, a lot of us did that, like in the little office chairs, like spinning around. I don't know if my adult self could handle doing that now, but I'm kind of curious. Might be kind of fun. Anyway. Yeah, I think you're going to be fine. I am just curious what this shark energy is exactly pertaining to for you. But as long as you stay in your sovereignty, you'll be fine. And again, sovereignty is not just about your own empowerment, your own confidence, that's part of it, but it's also being connected to yourself. It's also being connected to your heart and spirit and your truth, and letting yourself guide yourself from your own compass within. That is also something you are doing with spirit. That's part of sovereignty. That is a part of it. Okay. Actually, can I get a card on the shark? I want to get one animal card on the shark. Oh, okay. They bring up the flowers again. In this energy, this like God, goddess energy that you're in, the awareness of your chamber, the awareness of your precious resources, time, energy, money. It's like some of you, I think, are also like just like still in the beginning stages of a new situation or a new experience or a new relationship, or maybe this like sovereign energy is still really new for you. And it's like, oh, there's someone walking through my yard. What's going on? Like, who's that? Can you tell I'm from Los Angeles? What? Who is that? It's like, anyway. I'm like, I don't see an Amazon truck or anything. Yeah, I'm working, so I'm occupied. Anyway, I don't want to get distracted here. Yeah, it's like I'm almost getting that like flower blooming or flower blossoming kind of energy with you. So it's like there is something in your life that's like relatively new. And I want to say that that might also be part of this as well. It's like, especially if this is like someone trying to fuck with your shit, you know? Or even if it's an unexplained tower and you're just like, what the F, right? Anyway. That was so interesting. Okay, sorry, coming back. Just watching them. Nope, that was very intentional. She came into my door very intentionally. Anyway, interesting. Just weird. Just very weird. Okay, sorry. I know distractions. I'm trying to stay focused. Maybe that's also part of this for you guys too. This could literally just be a straight up distraction. Okay, but let's get a card on shark. Can I get a card on shark, please? Interesting. Leave my door very intentionally also, right? Tiger. That is a weird combination because again, shark is a perceived threat and the threat is tiger. I'd be very wary of people. Group 3. I almost called you group 2. Because this card came up in group 2 as well. And it's an empowered energy. It's empowering. Could you be afraid of your own power? Maybe. I don't feel that. I don't feel that. This feels like someone who's threatened by your power is what that feels like to me. Maybe even triggered by it. Could it be a tower that rattles your throne and then you need to maintain your sovereignty? Yes, it could. It could. I'm not going to discredit that. It could. I will say dolphins on the bottom though. That feels like a positive sign. All right, I'm going to use a different deck for you guys. I'm going to use the Energy Oracle, and then we're going to use Tarot. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not digging that. All right. I'm really not liking that. Sorry, it's really it's bothering me. It's bothering me. It's bothering me. Susie is the one that can show up when I can't, and I'm grateful for it. Oh yes. Yeah, Susie, you've been like, you've gone above and beyond with the super chats. You really have. Any messages or insights for group 3? Yeah, here you are in your sovereignty. Woman holding a coin. There you are with your coin and your little kitty cat and your throne and your purple lavendery dress, feeling secure, knowing what's what, knowing yourself. We have Door to Spirit on the bottom. That's an Ace of Wands energy. Okay. Okay. Things just got interesting. We have the Broken Heart card. It's a 3 of Swords energy, but we have Angel of Love on the bottom. They're bringing up the flowers again. This may be what is like some of that new energy. You may have recently, just very recently, gone through a heart healing or some sort of heart opening, taken up space in your own heart. Remember, we do have the Otter, Deer, and the Golden Heart / Golden Egg Heart Chakra card. Yeah, group 3, it feels like you have recently gotten hold of your heart space. Or heart healing, heart expansion. It just feels like sitting in the heart nicely. But again, with Broken Heart, Angel of Love on the bottom, you probably had to transmute some stuff. And maybe that's part of the shark energy. Maybe it was hard for you to face that, right? And that helped to liberate you. That could totally be the case. Happy family and the Sacral chakra, Archangel Ariel coming out here. That feels focused, that feels creative. Okay. Yeah, that feels focused, that feels creative. You know what you want. I'm also getting with this, there's like an importance for you, a significance for you in terms of your relationships and having harmonious, happy, healthy, loving, otter-like relationships. That means a lot to you. While I feel like you've gone through recent healing, I feel like some of you also made peace with what you want. Maybe you've had resistance to accepting this in the past, of wanting this. I feel like you've made peace with that. Yeah, I feel like you made peace with that. Some of you have found some new sense of joy in your creative energy. You may resonate with group 2 quite a bit. I would definitely take a peek at group 2 if you're resonating with that like sacral energy. Any other messages or insights for group 3? Attachment. 5 of Cups energy, also a little bit of a devilish energy. Why is the attachment card here? Why is the attachment card here? Ooh. This is not what I expected for you guys. We have Goddess of the Moon, and it was adamant to come out in reverse. And I picked it up and I dropped it, and then it landed in reverse again. So like, okay, it wants to be in reverse. This feels literally like blocked sight. Blocked sight because of grief. Yeah, so group 3, yeah, okay, this is all making sense. this goddess energy that I'm getting with you, this goddess energy that I'm getting with you is new. It's relatively new because of some heart healing you've been going through. And whatever is needed to clear out of your heart space, be healed out of your heart space, I want to say actually was affecting your intuition. Maybe even affecting your psychic gifts, maybe affecting your ability to even listen to yourself, hear yourself. So that is new. It's interesting this is like staying on the bottom as well. They're not really talking about this other energy I'm getting. Oh, community. Maybe that's where it's about to come out. Tell me about community. Yeah, there it is. Envy. Yep. And deceit showing itself. Yeah, I was like, the second I said, they're not really showing that like shark energy, and then boom, there it is. It's like, there it is. Community, envy, and deceit. That was actually, I'll put deceit down on the table since it keeps showing itself. When you do this heart healing, when you go through this, I think a lot of you have already done this. I'll make that very clear. But if you haven't, it's going to put you in this like stronger, more clear, more empowered goddess, God energy, sovereignty, right? A clear understanding of your chamber. And with that, it's also going to be made very clear the people that do not belong in your chamber and the people that do. Okay. Again, when we go through these kinds of experiences or processes, it does trigger people around us, for better or for worse. It can catalyze people or it can trigger people, right? This looks like shady people around you. That's what this looks like. Shady people around you wanting you to not be so sovereign about your chamber. That's what that looks like to me. When you have a very clear understanding of what you want, which is people who deserve to be in your chamber. Be very careful about this kind of energy. Yeah, it's like whether one or many people want to take you out of your sovereignty, want to challenge your boundaries, put you in fear, or even hopefully not manipulate you, but you maybe even potentially that. Oh, you know what is for you and what's not for you. You know. We'll get some tarot cards out here and we'll roll some dice. King of Wands, Leo energy coming out pretty quickly. And we have the star card on the bottom. That feels like healing to me. It feels like, also feels a little bit like a blessing maybe happening as well. Okay. King of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Chariot. Ooh, I feel like if you watched all of the groups, group 3, I feel like you've already been through what group 1 has been through, because that's what I'm feeling here, like a reclaiming of your masculine energy, of your authority, of that God energy, right? And remember, that's the energy that we use to like hold up our boundaries, to protect the chamber. While the goddess identifies the chamber and sits in the chamber, the God protects the chamber, right? I see that there. Okay. Oh, I also see you leaving behind, moving on from, letting go of a relationship that's ended in the past. That feels romantic. That feels romantic. Yeah, that feels disappointing. We have 7 of Pentacles. Why is the 7 of Pentacles here? Ooh, with death. Hearing recoup. Hold on a second. I'm getting resources with that. And then we have the Empress. Seven of Pentacles, Death, and Empress. There's that goddess energy. The star is still at the bottom. Queen of Cups is trying to make an appearance as well. I feel like this heart healing you've gone through, and also, again, I keep getting something about resources. If you've been struggling with your resources or you've been in a pinch of any kind and you've had this heart healing thing coinciding, and some of you have also had a breakup, so you've all been through a bit, okay? Just getting very, like, a lot of different little nuances of what people have been going through. It's like, this feels a little bit like that healing energy, soul retrieval energy of evaluating the stuff that you're releasing in your heart space, evaluating maybe even some changes that you want to make. But through death, it's like it's creating the goddess, right? That's what it's feeling like to me. Like how you have handled recent disappointments or your heart healing as well, how you've handled that, how you've transmuted that, how you've navigated that is what's made you this goddess energy that I feel with you. Okay. And like, tell me about the community. Tell me about the community for group 3. I told you, like Tower. I knew I felt that Tower. We have 9 of Cups in the Tower showing at the bottom around this community. Yeah, 5 of Cups. 9 of Wands. Again, Tower still at the bottom with the 4 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. Healing though. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I already said, but you know, let's go through it. All of what you have been going through to get this goddess, God energy, what your chamber is, how to maintain your chamber, protect your chamber, become this like more sovereign energy that's really sitting in your heart space and acting from your heart space. It's making some people upset. I can feel it. Like it's making some people irritated that like you've done it, that you've like claimed yourself in this way. And that, interesting, the 9 of Cups was like, get me away from that shit. That you've claimed yourself in this way and you're not yielding on that. But at the same time, it's very saddening for you. It's been disappointing for you. You may also just, as you move into this goddess energy, you may also have a lot of light bulb moments of, right, who your people are and who they are not, and how people may actually be actively using and abusing your chamber and resources, and people who may not. And I see that here. I see that there. Tower, don't lie. Is there any other messages or insights for group 3? Anything else they should know or be aware of? And then we'll roll some dice. Ooh, look who just came out. We have the Emperor. Tell me about the Emperor. Oh. Oh. Things are looking good for y'all. Hold on a second. What, Bubster? I'm almost done. So you become this goddess / god energy, right? Protecting your chamber and all. Upset, saddened, disappointed by people who are trying to disrupt that for you, people who have already in your past, you know, done you wrong in that way, violated your divinity, I almost want to say, which is kind of strong of a word to be using, but that's how it feels. But don't forget, you also are very clear on who belongs in your chamber. And we have the Emperor with the Ace of Cups and the 6 of Swords. And you are an Empress. And I did say you definitely have an ally. There's no way you don't in this. So yeah, some of you are definitely moving into a really great match, is in whatever way you want to look at that. A really great friend, a really great lover, a really great business partner. It doesn't feel family related. It feels like someone kind of new, relatively new. Your experience with them will be new, is what I want to say to that. But again, with this clarity of, ooh, that is for me, there's a very clear understanding of what is not. All right. But you've risen in your sovereignty. So this is why you can see it. Truth is just truth. All right. Let's roll some dice. Ooh, yum. So we have the 10th house, which is nice. That came up for group 1 as well. We have moon, the moon energy with Taurus. Some of you may be a Taurus moon. I love that the moon came out with Taurus because it's exalted in Taurus, right? It's the best expression of moon energy, which is really nice because that says very grounded, clear emotions, but also tender, right? Also loving and secure and very stable is what that says. And also to have the 10th house as well. This could obviously be impacting your career. It would be impacting your whole life, I want to say, with all the stuff we talked about today for your group. But the 10th house is career, it's legacy, it's the future, right? It's where you're headed. It's also reputation and how people see you. The way people are seeing you, they see your shift. They see it. Some love it, some clearly don't, right? But there's also an emperor that sees this as well, which just feels really nice, especially if it's like a business partnership with the 10th house and Taurus being here. That's only going to work wonders for you financially, especially if you've been struggling financially. But as far as like, confirmation of your charts and what have you, obviously you could be a Taurus moon. I also see, what is that? Aquarius? Yeah, Aquarius. Oh, yeah. And the star did come up a couple of times. Ooh, the second I said it, I felt this like rush through my heart space. I was like, ooh, Aquarius. So Aqua vibes really strong. Aquarius rising, even Aquarius moon, maybe even Aquarius sun could be significant here. Aquarius is just significant. Pluto is in Aquarius right now, as is Pallas and Cheroklo, but Pluto is by far the more dominating planet in Aquarius of those three. So I would check where you have Aquarius in your charts and the degrees to see if anything's impacting you. Pluto is at 3 degrees Aquarius. So if you have anything 0 to 5 degrees Aquarius, personal planets and angles, I pay real close attention to that. Okay, Pluto's transforming you big time through those planets and through that house, wherever that's sitting for you. So you can have your moon in the 10th house. Just seeing if I see anything else. Scorpio, I'm feeling that Scorpio vibe. So we just talked about Pluto and Aquarius. Yeah, that Aquarius is strong. That Aquarius is really strong. I would say fixed signs may resonate a lot with this particular group. Actually, even just remembering the dice that came out, it's funny. I think this happened last time. We had Aries in the first group. No, sorry. We had Pisces in the first group, Aries in the second group, and Taurus in this group. So just literally based off of that. Group 1 may be more for mutable signs. Group 2 may be more for cardinal, and group 3 may be more for fixed signs. And I would say like the big threes, like sun, moon, rising. Excuse me. Oh my God, my throat. I swear, like the last week, week or two, my voice has been doing this only on YouTube. Like literally only on YouTube. It doesn't do it with my patrons. And it's like, I'll be fine all day, and then I go on here, and then my voice starts cracking. It's the weirdest thing. Trying to see if there's anything else here. Keep in mind that Venus is in Taurus right now, home in Taurus. So there's something about that too, especially all this feminine energy that we're talking about. Even just the fact that my goodness, how beautiful is that, right? Yeah, they're highlighting Venus. I pay attention to Venus, how it's transiting your chart, but even your personal Venus, especially if it's in a fixed sign, like Aquarius, for example. Yeah, you're headed towards beautiful things. Again, anytime we get in new vibrations like this, the stuff that's not aligned, including the people, get shaken a little bit, even if they want to challenge you. And all these power dynamics and shit that's going on this week is part of that. Okay. But yeah, that's it. So we're good. We're good for this week. Excuse me. Thank you for joining me today. It's always fun. It's always a good time. And I also, you guys know I like to flow. So I appreciate that you guys like to flow with me. I think we're going to be flowing even more so as time progresses. I have been, just sharing a little bit. I've been prioritizing some of my own personal practices. And it's been just what the doctor ordered. It's been really, really nice. It's been really lovely. And it's also just made me want to flow even more. And it's funny because I know it triggers the shit out of some people where they're like, every time you come on, it's different. It's like, yeah, I know. It's like kind of like it that way. Um, but the reality is we're always changing, we're always shifting, we're always flowing. And it feels good when I just allow myself to operate in that way. And I think that's also just part of where the collective is at as well. So don't be surprised if you just see more of that from me, where it's like more just like channelings or very extra casual and what have you, amongst other things. Um, but yeah, I just thank you, and thank you for all of the support over the years and the support that continues to be here. It really is incredible, honestly. And I'm very grateful and always have been. So yeah, so just thank you. So throwing a little love and gratitude your guys' way. But I'm gonna hop off and I will see you guys later. Some of you guys will be seeing you tomorrow for the hangout for the full moon on Patreon, and I will see most of you Friday for Aloha Friday. And again, if I decide to open my books, I will announce it. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Okay, I'm going now. All right, bye guys. Love you. Have a great night. Take care.